Hey guys, my name is Elise from Balancing Buddies, and this one right here is for all my surfing friends. So if you're anything like me and you've been surfing loads, your body is screaming at you. Your body needs a release. So I've put together this class, which is a combination of strength and conditioning for surfers. So we will work through a bunch of dynamic movements which will help when you are surfing, so help building the strength that you need in those areas, but also a bunch of beautiful releases for those areas that really get overworked. So I really hope you like it, and I hope it improves your surfing. Welcome to your practice. So today we're going to start off in a child's pose. So you're going to come over onto the knees. Knees are hip distance apart or together. Sink the bottom back towards the heels. Reach the arms out in front and rest the forehead towards the floor. If you need to, you can stack the palms or the fists to rest the forehead on top if it doesn't reach the floor. But otherwise, just finding your option and taking a few moments to arrive here. Feel the breath moving into the back of the body. Feel this nice expansion within the body. Feel the shoulders, the backs of the lungs opening up with the inhale, stretching, creating space. And then with the exhale, feel everything soften and sink. Feel yourself just arriving into your practice today. Giving yourself permission to be here fully and completely for the next little while. As we move, we breathe, we feel, and we connect. Keep breathing here in your child's pose. Open, expand, soften, and sink. And then from here, I want you to work up onto the fingertips, starting to become more active in the pose. So reaching the fingertips to the floor and pulling the shoulder blades back and down. Whilst your shoulder blades are pulling all the way back and down and you're opening through the chest, I want you to see if you can walk your fingertips just a tiny bit further. Maybe you can walk just an extra centimeter or maybe more. Then from here, just alternate between sinking each shoulder to the floor. So sink the left down, sink the right down, and just keep rotating back and forth between those, feeling the nice deeper stretch within the shoulder here. Keep breathing deeply. And then from here, I want you to come back to stillness. Then gently inhale, just look forward towards the hands. Walk the hands all the way out over to the right side of the mat. Then sink back down, feeling a nice stretch in the left side body. You can come to the palms of the hands if you would like to. You can even walk the left palm over to sit on top of the right hand to deepen through the stretch. But just find whatever works for you. Breathe into the left side body. Feel the expansion. And then gently, slowly walk yourself back to center. And then take yourself all the way over to the left side. Again, lengthen and then sink the forehead down towards the floor. It may not reach the floor, that's okay. Maybe walk the right hand on top of the left to deepen through the stretch. Keep drawing the right shoulder down towards the mat. Try not to rotate open too much towards the ceiling. Breathe here. And then gently, slowly bring yourself back to center. Then from here, I want you to walk the hands forward so much so that the bottom comes up into the air. We're coming into our puppy pose. So reach the arms forward, the hips stack above the knees. Stay active in the arms, sink the shoulders back and down, get this beautiful release in the whole spine here. Keep breathing. And then from here, walk the hands all the way over to the right side, just like we did on the other side. When we reached over in our child's pose, same kind of thing here, but this time the hips stay high. And then gently, slowly come all the way back through center, all the way over to the left. Again, sink the forehead down. And then from here, gently bring yourself back to center. And then walk the hands back underneath the shoulders so you come to a tabletop position. So knees are stacked underneath the hips, hands are stacked underneath the shoulders. Gently inhale, drop the hips towards the floor, shine the heart through, come through into your Bidalasana. Exhale, roll back, press back, arch through the spine. Inhale, rolls you forward. Exhale, rolls you back. Keep flowing here, forward and back at your own pace, working with the breath. Feeling that beautiful connection between breath and movement. And giving a nice gentle awakening through the whole spine. Giving a nice little massage through the spine. One of my favorite poses, our cat-cow Bidalasana. A really nice way to nourish the spine. And for here, for the last couple of breaths, if you would like to, you can take it into some free movement. Or just stay with the forward and back like we were doing. If you're working into the free movement, maybe you draw figure eights or circles or whatever you like. No right or wrong, just work into the sticky parts of the body. Feel the body crack maybe and come back into balance. And just one more breath wherever you are. And then gently, slowly come back to your tabletop position. From here, we're going to walk the hands about one hand span further forward. Make sure your hands are shoulder width apart or slightly wider. Roll the shoulders back and down. Keep the chest broad. Then from here, we tuck through the toes, lift the hips and draw the ribs back towards the thighs as we come into our first downward facing dog. Really important here that we keep a nice big bend in the knees. So you want to be bending your knees so much that you can take the weight back. Take the weight out of the hands, draw the ribs back towards the thighs. Keep the navel drawing in and up, the shoulders rolling in, the biceps rolling in. So take a few breaths here in your down dog. Maybe you walk the heels out a little bit, stretch through the backs of the legs. And find stillness. Then from here, let's inhale, take the right leg to the sky, reach it up nice and long. Point through the foot. Inhale. Exhale, flex through the foot. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point, and then exhale, bend the knee, peel the hip open towards the ceiling, reaching the heel towards the butt. Then from here, make sure both shoulders stay square. Take a breath here, big inhale. And exhale, bring that leg back to center. Then inhale, I want you to come up as high as you can on the ball of the left foot. Exhale, draw that right knee in as close as you can, and then step it all the way through in between the hands. Lower the back knee. You can help this leg through if you need to with your hand. Untuck the back toes. Make sure that the front knee stacks above the ankle or just slightly behind. Definitely not out in front. Then we inhale, come to fingertips. Lengthen through the spine. Find your stability here as you exhale. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Keep pulling yourself forward here. So I want you to squeeze your inner thighs as if you're holding a piece of paper in between your thighs. Think about keeping the hips nice and square here. We're getting a nice release through the front of the hips. So the hips is a place where when we're sitting on a surfboard, we're contracting through the hips a lot. So we want to release that back out, open back out through the hips here. So inhale, reach all the way up as high as you can. Then exhale, I want you to bend the elbows, peel open, reaching the elbows back behind you, opening through the front body here, squeezing the shoulder blades. Inhale, draw yourself together. Exhale, open up. Inhale, try to draw the forearms together as close as you can. Exhale, open out. One more like that. Inhale, draw forward. Exhale, open. Then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down, place them on the floor, step all the way back into a plank pose. You can be on your knees or on your toes here, your choice. Wherever you are, I want you to draw the navel in and up. No saggy bellies. Try to keep one straight line with the body, strengthening through the front body here. Take a nice big inhale. And then exhale, try to lower yourself in one straight line all the way to the floor. You want your toes to tap the top of the floor, press the tops of the feet into the floor. Hands are underneath the shoulders. We inhale, lengthen up through the chest, the head, using the strength of our back body here. So really helping us when we paddle here through our Bhujangasana, our cobra pose. This is the kind of action we want to be taking when we are surfing, thinking about squeezing the navel in and up, using the back body here. We're not pressing into our hands. So the more we can do this, the easier it is to strengthen through our paddling. So inhale, lengthen even taller. Exhale, lower down. Do that again. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, lower down. One more. Inhale, lengthen all the way up. And exhale, lower down. Press yourself all the way back and over and into your downward facing dog. Again, just take a couple of breaths here, recenter, remembering to draw the shoulders back and down, rolling the armpits in towards one another. Try to draw the inner ribs towards one another. Tilt through the pelvis, spread the sit bones, but also draw that navel in and up. Then we inhale, take the left leg to the sky. Exhale here. Inhale, point through the toe. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. And then inhale, point. Exhale, flex, and bend that leg open towards the ceiling, keeping those shoulder blades square. Take a nice big inhale here. Then exhale, bring that leg back to center. Inhale, come up high on the ball of the right foot. Exhale, draw the left knee in and step it all the way through in between the hands. Lower the back knee, untuck the back toes. Again, making sure the knee is stacking above the ankle. Inhale, come to your fingertips. Exhale, stabilize here, squeeze through those inner thighs. Inhale, swoop the arms forward and up. Find that lunge, find that beautiful opening through the right hip here. So squeeze the inner thighs, pull that piece of paper, imaginary piece of paper in between your legs. Think about squaring through the hips so the left hip draws back and down, the right hip draws forward and up. Then from here we inhale, lengthen up nice and tall. Exhale, bend the elbows open through the chest. Inhale, draw the elbows towards one another. Exhale, open back out. Inhale, draws it together. Exhale, open back out. Inhale, together. Exhale, back out. This time we inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, lower the hands down. Step back into a plank pose once again, remembering knees is always an option. You take your pick. From here we inhale, find length and strength in the whole body. Create that space, draw the navel in and up. Nice straight line with the body. Core strength is a really critical part of being able to keep stable on our surfboard. So keep breathing here, another 2 breaths. Big inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth, lower yourself all the way down. Inhale, untuck the toes, come forward, all the way up into your Cobra Bhujangasana once again. Exhale, lower down. One more like that. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come up once more. Exhale, lower down. Press yourself all the way back and into your downward facing dog. Then inhale, look in between your hands. Exhale, I want you to walk your feet 1 foot stance at a time. So take your time. Try to keep the legs as straight as you possibly can, maybe needing to bend the knees or take the hands off the floor. Eventually you reach the top of the mat, you fold into your Uttanasana, your forward fold. So we're bending the knees so much that the lower ribs make contact with the thighs, even if that means you look like this. You want to be making sure the focus here is getting a nice long spine, not necessarily straight legs.
So bend the knees as much as you need to, fold forward, create that length in the spine. Then bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Press yourself away from your legs. Shoulders roll back and down, chest opens, back of the neck is long, so you're only taking your gaze just down in front of your mat. Then exhale, fold forward, maybe wrap the hands around the back of the legs or take them back towards the floor. Do that again. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, release. One more time. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Then from here we inhale, take the arms wide and all the way up. Try to keep a nice flat back as you raise up nice and tall. Reach the hands towards the ceiling. Maybe look up if it's comfortable for the neck. Then exhale, hands through heart center, meeting them in front of the heart. From here, we'll bring the arms down by the side of the body. Find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. So this is where we focus in on all of the little parts of the body. You want to ground all 10 toes. You want to ground the whole sole of the foot to the earth. Then from here, we press the feet down into the earth. Feel the lower legs activate. Come up, make sure you're not locking through your knees. Have a micro bend there. Then we activate through the tops of the legs, so you draw your kneecaps up towards your hips. Tuck through your pelvis so that you're creating a nice neutral spine. Draw the navel in and up, protect the lower back. Then from here, shoulders back and down, chest broad, arms long and strong, reaching the fingertips nice and long. Chin gently tucks and the crown of the head shines towards the ceiling. From here, we exhale, turn the palms to the front of the room. Inhale, reach the arms wide and all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center, flat back as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers or shins. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into your plank pose. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, lower yourself in one straight line all the way to the floor. Inhale, come into your Cobra Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower down and then press yourself back and over and into your downward facing dog. Just take 2 breaths here. Then inhale, look in between your hands. Exhale, you can step, you can walk, or you can lightly jump the feet in between the hands, your choice. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come wide and all the way up. Exhale, we flow through, hands through heart center, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank pose. This time we hold here. In a moment when we lower down, you have the option to come into your cobra like we've just done, or you can come into your upward facing dog. So take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, lower either all the way to the floor or hover above. Inhale, come forward into your cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. Recenter, refocus. Then inhale, look in between your hands. Exhale, step, walk or lightly jump the feet in between the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come wide and all the way up. Exhale, we flow through. It'll be a little different this time, so fold forward and listen up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower down. You can either come into your cobra or your up dog as you exhale. And then exhale, go back into your downward facing dog. And this is where it's going to get a little different. I want you to inhale, take your right leg to the sky. Exhale, draw the knee in close, step it through in between your hands. Lower the back knee, untuck the back toes. Inhale, draw the arms forward and up. Exhale, open through the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down. This time, tuck the toes or stay low here. Option to lift the back knee off the floor. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Keep squeezing those inner thighs. Exhale, open through the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the hands down, step the back foot forward to meet the front, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come wide and all the way up. Exhale, flow through, hands through heart center, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into your plank pose. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come into your back bend. Exhale, press back into your down dog. Reconnect with the breath if you've lost it. Then inhale, take the left leg to the sky. Exhale, draw the knee in close, step it through in between the hands. Lower the back knee, untuck the back toes. Inhale, scoop the arms forward and up. Exhale, open through the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down, tuck the back toes, option to lift the back knee. Inhale, come all the way up. Squeeze the inner thighs. Exhale, open through the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the hands down, step the back foot forward to meet the front, fold forward. This time we inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take the hands to the floor, step back, plank pose. Take a nice big inhale here. Then exhale, lower yourself all the way to the floor. This time we're going to work into our chaturanga. Our shalabhasana. So from here, we're going to take the arms down by the side of the body. You can rest your forehead on the mat for now. And then what we're going to do, to start with, I want you to inhale, just lift up through the chest, the head. So just like our Bhujangasana, just with the arms down by the side of the body. Then exhale, lower down. You can take one cheek to the mat. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then from here, bring the forehead back to center. Inhale, lift up through the chest, the head. This time, lift through the legs as well. Try not to let the feet splay wider than hip distance apart. Keep squeezing through the back body. Maybe you really feel this in the lower back, starting to activate through those muscles. Breathe deeply. And then gently lower down. Take the opposite cheek to the mat. You can rock the feet from the hips from side to side if that feels good. And then from here, bring the forehead back to center. We come into the full variation this time. Inhale, lift through the head, the chest, the legs, the feet, and the arms come up this time as well. Pulling the shoulders back and down, squeezing through the arms. You can even interlace the hands on the lower back area if that feels good. Find your variation. Keep breathing. Don't hold the breath. 2 more big breaths. Can you go higher? 1 more big inhale. And exhale. Let it all go. Take one cheek to the mat. Maybe rock the hips. And then from here, gently, slowly bring your hands underneath the shoulders. Head comes back to center. When you're ready, press yourself up and over and into your downward facing dog. And then from here, inhale, look in between your hands. Exhale, step, walk, or lightly jump the feet in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come forward and all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center and bring them down onto your hips. So from the top of your mat, if you're not already standing there, come to stand there now. I want you to take your left leg and step it about 1.5 legs distance behind you. So a really wide stance here. Often people underestimate how wide and long their legs actually are. So a nice wide stance, and you want a heel to arch or a heel to heel alignment. So the front heel draws a straight line to the arch or to the heel of the back foot. Then we bend through the knee. You want to make sure that knee is stacking above the ankle, or maybe just slightly behind, but definitely not out in front. Then we tuck through our pelvis. You don't want to be sticking your booty out the back. tuck through the pelvis. Make sure your shoulders are stacking above your hips. Then we inhale, open the arms out to the side. Reach fingertip to fingertip in opposite directions. Make sure the shoulders are rolled back and down. Maybe take the gaze over that front middle finger. Building strength and endurance here. This really helps with endurance when we're surfing, but also with the balance as well. So breathe deep. Focus on keeping yourself open. Maybe sink a little lower into the pose. 2 more breaths here. Now Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. And then gently flip the front palm. Inhale, reach up and over. Keep the legs as they are as you reach that right arm up and over the body. Exhale, bring it back to Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Warrior 2. One more. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Warrior 2. Then I want you to inhale, reach as far forward as you can. Exhale, bring that elbow to rest gently onto the leg. Try not to dump your weight into it. Try to stay light on the arm. Then take this back left arm, swoop it down in front of the body, then up and open through the chest. So the left palm faces towards the floor. You focus on opening the heart up towards the ceiling. So this is a nice side body stretch, but it's also a beautiful hip opener. It works into the groin. It's really beautiful for strengthening through the legs. It works for us on so many levels in our surfing. So keep breathing here. Remembering, use the side body strength. Don't collapse into that arm. Then inhale, come up and over, straighten through the front leg, reverse Trikonasana, reach up and over. And then exhale, come back to center. Inhale, reach forward, come into your Trikonasana. Exhale, twist the heart up towards the ceiling. Maybe you take the gaze up towards the top hand. Make sure that you don't lock through that front knee. You always keep a micro bend in that knee. Gently tuck the chin towards the chest so you don't collapse into the back of the neck. And then gently inhale, bend through the front knee, come all the way up. Turn to face the side of your mat. Bring the hands to the hips. Then from here, take your hands behind you. Interlace the hands. Inhale, reach up and open through the chest. Try to keep the palms of the hands drawing towards one another. Exhale, fold forward. Release over. Maybe the arms lift up and away from the lower back, or maybe they stay exactly at the lower back. Just let them fall wherever they fall. Again, making sure you're not locking into the knees. Take some beautiful breaths here, releasing through the backs of the legs, into the shoulders. And giving a nice inversion for the body here, reinvigorating through the body. And then when you're ready, gently bend through the knees and inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the hands back to the hips. Then I want you to turn your left foot towards the back of your mat. The right foot turns in if it's not already. Then from here, we're setting up for our Warrior 2 on the other side. So bend through the front knee. Make sure that it stacks above the ankle. Tuck through your pelvis. Extend through the arms. Open the chest out towards the side of the room. Take the gaze over that front middle finger. Take a nice big breath here. And exhale, maybe sink a little deeper into the pose. Breathing here. A few more breaths. Shoulders back and down. Navel draws in and up. And then flip the front palm. Inhale, reach up and over, reverse the warrior. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Warrior 2. One more. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Warrior 2. This time, inhale, reach as far forward as you can. Exhale, rest the elbow gently onto the knee. Take the right hand in front of the body. Open yourself up towards the ceiling as that right palm reaches towards the floor in front. Keep the shoulders rolling back and down. Stay light on this bottom arm. Maybe even practice hovering the bottom arm if you want an extra challenge. Breathing here, getting a nice opening into the body. Then we inhale, straighten through the front leg, reverse Trikonasana, reach up and over. Then bring yourself back to center. Keep that front leg straight as you inhale, reach forward. Exhale, open into your Trikonasana on the other side, maybe taking the gaze up or just gently looking at the floor down in front. Then gently bend through the front knee. Inhale, come all the way up. Turn to face this side of the mat once again. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, lengthen up nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward. Try to keep a nice flat back. Turn the big toes in slightly. Maybe you can bring the hands down to the floor, or maybe you've got blocks or something else you can put your hands on top of if they don't quite reach the floor. Then with every breath, I want you to inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, sink yourself a little bit further. Take 4 more breaths like this. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink. 2 more. And then from here, if you've walked further under, I want you to walk the hands back out underneath the face. Take the left hand underneath the face. Inhale, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe you take the gaze up towards that arm as well, but focus on keeping the hips square to the earth. Feel the real rotation in the upper back. And then gently swap sides. Take the right hand underneath the face. Take the left hand up, but try to keep the hips squaring towards the floor. Get a beautiful release in the thoracic spine. And then gently bring both hands down. Then bring both hands to the hips. Have a gentle bend in the knees as you inhale, come all the way up. Then from here, you might like to just heel toe the feet a few times until you can come to stand at the top of your mat. Then from here, we are going to work into one little balance pose that is really, really beneficial for surfers before we make our way to the floor to stretch and release. So we're going to work into our eagle pose. So there's a few components to this. I recommend there's many options with the legs. If you can't quite do the legs and the arms, then maybe just focus on taking a really easy or no variation with the legs and focus on the arms. Or you can do the opposite way as well, where you focus on the legs and don't worry about the arms. So just find what works for you. What we're going to do, we'll start with the legs, is you want to, let's stand on our left leg to start with. So ground down through your left foot. Then with your right foot, you can come to just cross that leg over. That's option 1. Option 2 is to kind of cross it as if you were sitting on a chair. And option 3 is to hook the toes around the back of the calf. Now you might not be quite able to do that, so you find your variation and focus on trying to square the hips to the front. Even though there will be a natural bit of rotation, try as much as you can to square them. Then from here, we inhale, take the arms out into a T. Then I want you to take your right arm underneath your left. You can either grab opposite shoulders, that's option 1. Or you come into a full bind with the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands reaching towards one another, thumbs towards forehead. Inhale, reach the elbows up away from the body. Maybe close through the eyes if you want an extra challenge here. This is a really beautiful way to create strength and stretch through the calf muscles, the ankles. It also gives a nice shoulder release, especially through our traps and delts, which is what we use most of the time when we're paddling. But it's also a beautiful pose for focus and balance, both very important factors when we're surfing as well. Inhale, maybe you fold forward for the last couple of breaths. Try to bring the elbows towards the knees. And then gently, slowly, wherever you are, try to come up and try to release the legs and then the arms. Beautiful work. Maybe just give a little rock, a little shake, let it all out. And then we work into the other side. So grounding down through our right foot. Then we take our left foot. Again, option 1, just cross it over. Option 2, cross it over like you're on a chair. Or option 3, is you come into the full bind with the legs, again trying to square the hips. You may notice one side is a lot harder or trickier than the other. It's just the way the human body is sometimes. Then from here we inhale, open the arms out. This time we take the left underneath the right, so come to hug shoulders or come into the full bind. Find your option. Again, it might be way different from side to side. Try to lift the elbows up away from the body. Breathe, focus. Maybe close the eyes. Remembering it's okay to fall. If you fall, simply come back. Simply find the pose again. Maybe you fold forward for the last few breaths. Increase the challenge, the focus. And then inhale, come all the way up. Exhale gently, slowly release. Beautiful work. So from our Tadasana, let's exhale, turn the palms towards the front of the room. Inhale, reach the arms wide and all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way back to your plank pose. One last vinyasa. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, roll forward into your cobra up dog. Exhale, roll back into your down dog. Then from here, let's inhale, take the right leg to the sky. Exhale, bring the right knee in behind the right wrist. The right toes reach towards the left side of the mat. Setting up for your pigeon prep here. So from here, you might like to place a prop like a block or a pillow or something underneath this right hip if you're way up off the floor. You want to support through that. Then if you're feeling any kind of tension into the lower back, just lower straight down now. Otherwise, we're going to do a quick little quad stretch while we're here. So I want you to bring your right hand on the inside of your right knee, then reach behind. You might be able to bend through that left knee and grab a hold of the left foot with the left hand. If you can't quite reach, you can always use a strap here or something, or like a towel looped around the leg, and pull it towards yourself. So get a nice release here. Maybe close through the eyes as we start to cool down in the body. And then gently, slowly release that leg. Make sure it's in a nice straight line. Bring yourself back to center and then lower yourself all the way down. You might come to forearms here and stack the fists and rest the forehead on top. Or maybe palms, or maybe the forehead reaches all the way to the floor. Getting a nice deep release into the hips once again here, working to the back of the hips, the glutes more here. Again, you can be quite passive in this, or you can be more active and get a deeper version of the stretch. So to be more active, you want to press through the top of the back foot, just like you're doing in your cobra pose. And you want to squeeze your inner thighs and draw the left hip forward and down, the right hip up and back slightly. So you get that squaring of the hips, but also if you think about squeezing that piece of paper in between your thighs, if your legs were together, you'll really notice a lot of the stretch deepen a lot more. So breathe into whatever variation you want to pick for yourself today. This is often a very uncomfortable stretch for a lot of people. So just be with it. Visualize the breath moving into those places of tension and tightness. And then gently, slowly walk yourself back out of the pose. Bring the hands to the floor, tuck through the back foot and step back into your down dog. Try to just be still here. Try to just notice the sensations within the body. And then we get ready for the other side. So inhale, take the left leg up towards the sky. And then exhale, draw the left knee in behind the left wrist. Left toes towards the right side of the mat. Try to think about squaring through the hips. Maybe stack a prop underneath this left hip if you need to. If you came for the quad stretch on the other side, bring the left hand to the inside of the left knee. Reach back with the right hand, grabbing hold of that right foot. Find whatever variation works for you. Releasing into the hips and to the front of that leg. Nice double whammy stretch here. And then gently, slowly release that leg. Make sure it's in one straight line. Bring the hands back out for length and through the spine and lower down. Again, option to really squeeze into the body here. Squeeze that imaginary piece of paper. Square the hips. Press through that back foot. Activate through the legs. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. Don't tense up in the upper body here. Just taking a few more breaths here. And then gently, slowly walk yourself back up. This time, we're going to roll onto that left hip. Bring both feet out in front. Then draw the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall wide. You can grab onto the shins, the ankles, maybe even wrap the toes around the feet. Work into your Baddha Konasana, your butterfly pose here. A really nice opening through the inside of the hips, the groins. Maybe you fold forward if that feels good. You can even use the elbows on the outsides of the shins to help like a lever. And then gently, slowly bring yourself all the way up. Draw the knees in. Then from here, I want you to come to lay down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest to start with. Just give yourself a nice little rock and roll. Maybe draw circles with the knees. A nice little massage into the lower back. And then come into your happy baby. So draw the knees in towards the armpits. Draw the feet down towards you, grabbing hold of either the backs of the hamstrings, the shins, the ankles, or the feet, inside or outside edges. Draw the tailbone towards the floor. The back of the head rests on the floor into your happy baby pose. One last release for the hips here. The softer and more gentle our hips are, so the more we release through them, the easier it is to work into our pop-ups. The easier it is, the more comfortable it is to sit on the board. The more flexibility we have to step through and make all of these actions with a lot more ease. And just breathe into that. And then gently release. And then from here, we're going to do one last stretch for the shoulders. We're going to work into the fronts of the shoulders here. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your right arm up behind you. Reach it nice and long behind you. Keeping the knees bent, I want you to just roll onto your right side. You're rolling onto your right side. Then from here, bring the left hand, the back of the left hand comes to the back of the lower back. So reach it here. So it might stay here, or maybe you can walk the back of that hand up the spine. Maybe it works in between the shoulder blades. It might not get anywhere near that, and that's okay. Wherever it goes, just leave it there at its max, and then just roll back over onto your back with that hand placed underneath. You should be starting to feel a nice stretch through the front of this left shoulder. Then from here, with this right hand, you have the option to bend through the right elbow and work the palm of the hand towards the other hand. So the palms reach towards one another. Maybe fingertips touch. Maybe they're nowhere near one another. And then you bend the elbow so much that you can rest the head in the crease of the arm here. So hopefully you found your option. You found whatever feels good. With the legs, you might just like to walk the feet out and let the knees fall in, or find some other variation with the legs that feels good. But try to really relax here. Try to, especially with that left shoulder, don't tense and tighten up. Feel the shoulder just melt towards the floor. Close through the eyes. Allow the body to soften and cool down here. We use our shoulders so much when we're surfing that it's so important that we release and nourish them. I know definitely for me, I find this stretch so beneficial when I'm surfing a lot because it's a part of the body that is hard to release through the front of the shoulder. Yet it's worked very hard when we're doing a lot of paddling. And then from here, we'll gently, if the feet have gone anywhere, walk them back in. Then to come out, gently extend, my hair got stuck. Extend your right arm up above you. Then just like we did, come out, roll onto your right side. Slowly slide that hand back down the spine and along the side of your body. Then gently roll back to center and we swap sides. So reach the left arm long behind you. Roll onto your left side. Then from here, take the back of the right hand to the lower back. Maybe it comes up the spine. You might notice there's a big difference from side to side. And then when you've found your point, roll onto your back with that hand on the spine. Then from here, maybe you bend through the left elbow, reach the palm of the hand down the back of the head, the neck, maybe into the upper back. Reaching the hands towards one another. Take your variation with the feet. I know for me that this side is definitely a lot tighter. My hands aren't near meeting here. So be okay with wherever you're at. Don't worry if it's totally different from side to side. Again, relax into that right shoulder. Notice when you soften how much deeper the stretch becomes. Allow yourself to let go. And then gently, slowly take your time. When you're ready, extend the left arm up above you. Roll onto your left side. Slide the right hand down the spine and along the side of the body. Then come to lay on your back. Come to rest in your Shavasana. Find the most comfortable position you can find. Reach the arms long, the legs long. We're just going to spend just 2 minutes here. Allowing all of the benefits of the hard work we've just done soak and seep into our body, our being. Allow everything to be soft, to be supple. Allow yourself to completely let go. Shavasana. Slowly bring your awareness back to the room, the sounds, everything around you. Start to bring awareness back to the body, bringing movements to the fingers, the toes, the wrists and the ankles. Maybe you take a nice big stretch And a beautiful big breath in and out. Let it all go. And when you're ready, gently draw the knees in, roll yourself over to one side, and bring yourself all the way up to sit in a comfortable seat with the eyes closed down. Bring the hands in front of the heart. So just take a moment of gratitude here. Gratitude for this time you have taken for yourself today. This time you've taken to nourish, to nurture, to strengthen, to heal, to give back to your body that gives you so much. Gently bow your head as we say namaste. Gently blink open the eyes, arrive back into the room. And I thank you for joining me in this practice today. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with your friends because it really helps support my channel. Now go enjoy your surf.